Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Chef Rob. Today we're going to make some New York style garlic knots, and it's going to have a Parmesan garlic butter. Okay, they're going to be really tasty. You're going to make about 9 of them. Okay, give or take one. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is have a baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper. Okay, and you can bake on this. Parchment paper will take up to 475 degrees. Okay, so you can bake right on here. I'm going to leave that to the side. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a large bowl, and I'm going to take 1 cup of the all-purpose flour, just nice and level, just like this. Put that right in here. You're going to put 1 packet of the instant yeast. It does have about 2.25 teaspoons in here, so just pour that right in here with the flour. And then we're going to take some salt, 3/4 teaspoon. Now this here is a 1/4 teaspoon, so we need 3 of these. So 3/4 teaspoon. We're going to add some garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Let's drop that right in here. And we need some sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. And that will just give it the texture of the garlic knot. Let's just take a whisk or whatever you may have with you. Just mix this around really good. And then I pre-measured 3/4 cup of water. So I want to get that to about 105 degrees. So let's put this on the burner right here. If you have a thermometer just like this, you want to get it to where it reads about 105. Okay, 105 to 115 actually, in that zone right there. As soon as it hits that, just stop. Now, make sure when you're putting this in the water that it does not hit the bottom, because it will give you a false temperature, or false reading I should say. Okay. So this will just take a few more seconds, and then we will go on to mixing this in with our flour mixture. Okay, so we have 3/4 cup of water at 110 degrees, 109, so it is right there in between 105 and 115. We're going to take this warm water and we're going to add this right into our flour and yeast mixture. And then we're going to take 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and just pour this right in here. And just measure that out. And now with a wooden spoon, let's just kind of nice and gently move this around. Get it all really good and combined. And then we're going to add 1 more cup of the flour. Okay, just get that flour all mixed in here. Okay, so when you are cooking these, you want the oven preheated at a 400-degree temperature. So let's add this in here. And you want it to stir it just till it's elastic and just kind of pulls away from the sides of the bowl. Okay, so you may need to add a little bit more flour, but you may not have to. Okay, so you will be able to see if it pulls away from the side of the bowl. Okay, once it gets dry enough and you're able to kind of handle it with your hands like this, it should form it just kind of like a pizza dough. Take just a little bit of olive oil, pour it into a nice clean bowl, and then if you have a pastry brush or if you have gloves, anything, or just your hands, rub it all over the bowl. And then we're going to drop this dough right into this bowl. And I'm going to actually brush it with just a dot more olive oil on here. Okay, so just leave it like that. Now we're going to take some plastic wrap and we're just going to cover this, and we're going to let it double in size for about 30 minutes. Depends on the time of the year and the temperature in your house. So right now we have the heat on, so this will take about 30 minutes and it will double in bulk. So we will come back then and we will show you exactly what to do. Okay, so let's leave that. Okay, so our garlic knot dough is all doubled in bulk. It took about 40 minutes, which is fine. Just give it the time, whatever it takes to make sure it's doubled in bulk. Now you just want to kind of gently punch it down, okay, just like this. So you want to get it just like that, and then just kind of lightly dust a work surface like this, and you're going to put the dough out onto it. Okay. Okay, so it should be where you don't have anything really on your hands. Okay. So this is like a pizza dough, so it will be very easy to work with. You want to get it into like about a 12 to 15 inch rope. Okay. Okay, so now this is about 15 inches right here, and this is about 8 inches. So I want to cut about 9 of these. Okay, if I get one more, one less, it's all good. So, and then we're going to roll these between the palms of our hands. Okay, and then we're going to tie them up just like garlic knots. Can you do twists with these? Absolutely. Can you make a pizza with this dough? Absolutely. It would come out great. You could make those like chicken rolls, eggplant rolls with this, calzone. This dough is very good for that. Okay, so I have 6 right now. I should get 9. Excellent. That was my plan. And now, okay, individually, I'm just going to take them and just kind of work my way down and just get it to where it is round like this. Just stretch it just a little bit, and then you're going to tie these basically any way you want, but into a knot. And then you're going to put these on the parchment paper pan and let them sit there for about 5 minutes. Just let them rest. And you're going to repeat this with the remaining dough. So all 9 of these. Make sure you have your oven already on to 400 degrees, and you're going to want to make sure there's a piece of aluminum foil on the rack above. It will just prevent these from getting too dark too quickly. Okay. And just double knot it if it's long enough. Tie it down, and we're just going to let these again rest. Okay. While these are in the oven, we will make our garlic butter. So we're going to melt down some butter, some garlic in a saucepan, and then we're going to have some parsley and some Parmesan cheese to go with that. Don't have to do that. It's just something a little extra. Okay, so this is our last knot. Again, let these rest 5 minutes. Put it on top of a warm oven, okay, for the 5 minutes, and then put it in the 400-degree oven for about 13 minutes. But check them in about 9 to 10 minutes because everybody's oven's a little different. So we're going to put these on top of the oven, and we'll see how they come out in about 15 minutes. With the garlic knots that are resting on the oven right now, you could lightly brush them with olive oil if they seem a little dry, okay? But you don't have to do that if your dough feels like it's really workable. So let's just take 3 cloves of garlic. I'm putting it in this little mini food processor and just kind of pulse it just like that. I'm just going to leave that right in there. I'm going to melt down 4 tablespoons of butter. Let's put this in the pot right here. Let that melt down. In the meantime, let's take a little bit of fresh parsley. You just need about 1 to 2 tablespoons of either fresh parsley or fresh basil. And this way, when the garlic knots come out, you're ready to enjoy them. So have your dinner all ready, everything ready to go if you can. Or this just may be an appetizer. and always try to use the flat leaf parsley because it has better flavor than the Italian curly parsley. Okay, so you can see our garlic knots came out of the oven. They look perfectly golden. I am going to take our melted butter, which is about 4 tablespoons, and put in the 3 cloves of garlic. And I have a little pastry brush here. I'm just going to mix this around really good and just kind of brush this on all of them. Okay, and then we're going to put them on our platter. And if you want, you can put some Parmesan cheese on there and some parsley or basil too. Okay, so do this with all of them. And these are really, really delicious. Okay, so let's put these on our platter. Like this. They just fit. Perfect. And now let's just sprinkle some of this Italian parsley on here, just like that. And now just really kind of load it up with some Parmesan cheese if you desire. And these will be really delicious. So you will not need all of the flour, the 2 1/3 cups. Sometimes if you add a little too much of the oil or something, you may need it. But just start with a cup of the flour, add another cup, and then if you need the other third, go into it. Okay, so these are how your New York style garlic knots will come out. I hope you'll make these. Thank you for watching, everybody.
I'm all shook up.